Hello everyone, welcome back to my garden railway. Today I'm going to be answering a few questions from one of my subscribers and a YouTuber, Cliff Bailey. He has been asking about various track maintenance and overgrowth and things like that, and general running of the garden railway over a period of time, how well it lasts, and so on and so forth. So that's what I will be covering today. Now, the first thing you have to consider when building your railway is location and area, whether the area is flat or raised, or the basic route of where you're going to lay your track is very important. Once you've decided that and laid your track, the more stable you build the base, the more time you take to build the base, the longer it will last and the less repair it will need over time. Now, the next thing is plants. Now, we've got quite a few plants here on the railway, and as you can see, this one has been planted for about a year now, and it has well and truly overgrown the railway. Now, what we can do with that is, come the winter, we can trim it back, but at the moment we can't, due to we don't really want to kill the bush off, so we've got to wait. And what we'll have to do is we'll have to, before we run, we'll have to tie up any of the branches that are hanging over the track, in order to basically keep it alive, and then come the winter we can trim it back, and then next year it should grow where we want it, as opposed to just randomly as it is at the moment. Now, this one here, this is a very hardy plant, and it's a bush, has little blue balls on it as flowers. This is very hardy. You can chop this back whenever you like. There's no restrictions on this. As you can see, I have already kept this in trim just so it don't disturb the track. I've left the bits hanging over the top. I think I quite like that being there, but that was not too bad to cut back. The other thing to do is make sure you have perennials, which are sort of yearly plants. They grow back every year, as opposed to, you know, dying off after one season, then you've got to dig them up and replant them the following year. If you come down the bottom end, you see we've got a pampas grass. Now, that's a very hardy plant as well. I can chop this back. I only chop the back away because the front, well, there's no need to chop the front away at all. It's not in the way of the track. But down here, you can see this is why the tunnel's here, just to stop the branches hanging over. And now, down here, we've got some rockery plants. Now you can see that's just starting to encroach over the track there. Again, these are very hardy. You can chop these back whenever you like. Not a problem. We've got some more here, and they should fill out over time. Now, as for the track, the biggest problem you have with having it in the garden is trap warping, where the sun is on the track and it expands due to the heat and cause buckling, which is why I use second-hand track, because using new track, it sort of, if it breaks, which it does break the sleepers up when it warps. It's a bit of a waste of money, whereas second-hand track is a lot easier to sort of lay. You don't mind so much if you lose a piece of track to damage because of warping. But I've left quite big gaps in mine. I'll take you over here. You will see there is quite a large gap in them fish plates, and it's a warm day today, so that is quite closed up. But this originally was actually lifting up probably about 10 centimeters off the board, and it had ripped out the sleepers and broken a few. Again, second-hand track, definitely the way to go for a garden railway. Now, cleaning it does take quite a long time, probably about an hour of cleaning to do this. I've got a cleaning video on YouTube if you'd like to check that out, but it's about an hour of preparation. By the time you've trimmed back your plants, you've tied some of the plants up, you've cleaned the track, you've hoovered it off, you've gone over with some track cleaner, got your locos out, it tends to take quite a long time to do. So you need to sort of, I would say, plan a day for playing with your garden railway. Basically, it's not something you come out, you play with for 10 minutes and you go back indoors again. It's a day thing that you do. And while you're there, you run maintenance on the track, and you'll always come up with little problems, but that's the easiest way I can explain it. Get plants that can be cut back all year round, not ones that you have to wait for a particular time of year to cut back, like this one here. Probably shouldn't have planted that here, but we did, so that's where we are with that. You can see the extension I put on, still there, still in relatively good condition. Now I've added this signal box, which I have converted an old solar light. So in there's a solar panel with a battery, and in there are 2 LEDs. So when it gets dark, the LEDs come on with inside the signal box, and that looks pretty good. And to be honest, eventually I shall have lights along the station as well, all solar powered again. But for now, that's where we are. Now what I think I might do is go away and clean the track, and then come back to you in about an hour's time and possibly run some trains and see what I've done to get to that place. See you shortly. Just before I go away and clean the track and get some trains running, I forgot to answer another question from YouTuber Cliff Bailey, how I power the track. Now this is DCC, sorry, it's not DCC, it's a DC Garden Railway. Now here I have, that's a Hornby track power section. That's one of the ways I power the track, through there. And then I'll use the standard Hornby, what you get in any train set, the little black clips that slot in the rails, and that's the other way I power the track. As simple as that. There's no sort of extra wiring involved, nothing. I'll just get the dual controller, plug it straight into the track. When I run the trains, I will show you exactly how it's wired in and go from there. But the trains will be in the next video being uploaded today, so look out for that. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you shortly for a nice long running session. Goodbye.